All right, guys, we're back live for another episode of Muscle Discord. Every Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. Man, welcome back to the show, Phil, the Jamaican Tank Clayhar. Welcome, brother.
What's going on, everyone?
What's up? What's up? All right. So we do have a lot to discuss. Let me make sure, let some people pop on here, make sure everything's working properly. Guys, let me know if the sound is okay, everything's good in the chat. Guys, remember to get your questions in. Remember to take part in the poll, the live chat poll. I asked the question, is it a conflict of interest for Tyler Manion to date IFBB pros? And the poll is 74% say yes, it's a conflict, to 24% say no, it's not a conflict. So sound is good. People say the sound's good. All right, good. All right. So as some of you may have seen the post I made yesterday with regards to Tyler Manion, head judge, as you guys know, of the IFBB Pro League, NPC, right? And vice president as well. And I just stumbled across this post that Tyler has on his Instagram, and obviously he has me blocked. I don't know, Phil, if he has you blocked, but I don't see what he does. So I stumbled across this, and just to bring everyone up to speed on what's going on, because I don't think everyone knows. So we'll just share this screen here. And you see right on here, right there, right up there in the public, head judge, IFBB Pro, Tyler Manion posting a photo with Barbara Caesar, IFBB Wellness Pro, right there up on his profile. Okay. And then I kind of went in there. I was like, oh, this is November 1st. This is actually recent. And he says, I found my Princess Jasmine this Halloween. Kind of a romantic kind of post there, right? You're all cozied up to her, right? With your dog, right? It looks pretty. Something's going on here. Okay. And obviously it is what it is. They're together, allegedly. I'm just going to use the word allegedly. And Barbara Caesar is Brandon Hendrickson, ex-girlfriend, three-time men's physique champ, Brandon Hendrickson. That's his ex-girlfriend. That's who Tyler Manion thought would make for a good new girlfriend, I guess. Right? And so I'm just trying to keep it 100 here and ask the question, the hard questions that I guess people don't like to answer. Is this a conflict of interest? Now, first, Phil, I want to get your take on. We haven't really discussed much of this. Phil's busy through the week. I'm busy. So we just kind of put the topics together, and this is one of the topics. And now this is great for Phil to be off the cuff and just kind of express how he feels about this. So, Phil, what do you think? Is there a conflict of interest when the vice president, the executive of the Pro League, is dating a current active still IFBB Pro, regardless of if she's competing or not? She's not retired. She can come back and compete anytime. We don't know if she's going to come back and compete. So she's just a IFBB Pro wellness competitor that is dating the vice president of the Pro League. What's your thoughts?
Well, my thought is, man, in any business, any business, executive business, any place you work, right? And this is still considered as a working business because it's independent contractors. I just think this level of integrity needs to happen, right? And yes, it's a conflict of interest. My opinion, in general. I mean, anybody that acknowledge the situation and believe that it's okay, which some people do, or act blind to the situation, then I mean, at the end of the day, that's on them. But yes, it's a conflict of interest because he is a vice president. Even if he wasn't a vice president, let's say he was just a IFBB Pro NPC judge. I mean, you just don't do it, regardless of if they're retired or active or whatever the case may be. It's just you're setting a really bad example out there as a professional head of the pro league. So yes, it's a conflict of interest. It shouldn't happen. I mean, you got so much varieties of other women in the fitness industry outside of who's competing in the IFBB. He's not a bad looking guy. You know what I mean? So I don't know why they have a saying they say like don't shit where you eat. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think it's wrong, but they're going to do what they want. It is what it is, and they think it's okay, so they'll post it and make it look all good.
Yeah, and then I kind of want to kind of rebut what Dave Palumbo is saying with regards to, oh well, it's just Tyler, it is what it is. This is the pool of people that he's around, so who cares what he does? That's who he's around all the time. He's just another guy in the industry, so why not? What's the big deal about him dating IFBB pros as the vice president? And this is, first off, you see, this is Dave Palumbo catering to the pro league. Not once did Dave say, you know what, maybe Matt has a point. Let me just be the devil's advocate and kind of go on, see it through his point of view as to like why this could potentially be a conflict of interest, why this might not be a good look to the rest of the female competitors out there, or any male competitor out there as well, that Tyler is crossing the boundary, crossing that professional line where you don't shit where you eat. You don't get involved with athletes under the pro league, and you don't date them. You're judging them. You're supposed to keep that boundary of professionalism when you're looking at these ladies and you're judging them, be like, I don't really want to sleep with her. Even if you do think that as a man, I get it, but you keep it to yourself. You don't go start dating these girls one after the other as the vice president, right? And the head judge that sets the standards for the entire league. It's ridiculous. It's a huge conflict of interest. Not only that, Tyler, like I said, is dating Brandon Henderson's ex-girlfriend, Barbara Caesar. Tyler judges Brandon still, actively. Does anyone think that might be a conflict of interest? And Brandon's been placing lower, third and fourth in these shows now? Does it, like, come on, that's a conflict of interest. She can be like, I don't like Brandon anymore. Tyler, can you do something at the show? Can you fuck around with him a little bit? Anyone see any conflict of interest there? Probably so, right? But Dave doesn't see any problem there. You know who else doesn't see any problem? Beyond the Stage TV, Instagram. They have no problem with this. They're catering to the powers that be to keep their media passes, to keep in line with the powers that be, so they don't lose their access to the Olympian and to these shows. It's quite amusing to watch people cave and cater to the Manions like this because they're afraid to lose their access. But here at Muscle Discord, you're going to get the unbiased news. I don't work for anyone but myself. I don't work for the NPC. I have no alignment with them. I can say whatever I want. Phil can say whatever he wants. But these other media outlets in bodybuilding, you can definitely see they're afraid to speak up against the Manions. Dave is afraid. Beyond the Strength TV or beyond the Stage TV is afraid to speak about the Manions. Obviously, I get it. That's where you're getting your money from. It's associated with the NPC and the IFBB. What else are you going to? You got to do what you got to do, brother. I guess that's where you're at now. Credibility's gone. There's no credibility when you can't be unbiased. When you're just going to favor whatever the Manions do. They can't do no wrong. Dating females in the league is okay. There's no conflict up there. There's nothing unethical happening there. This happens in any other organization, professional organization. You're fired. You're gone. There's a code of conduct. And there is actually code of conduct for the pro league. And let me just bring this up here. Show you guys. Just so we are on the same page. Get prepared.
I'm interested. Like every time like there's something that you bring forth, Dave always has to come out of nowhere. I was laughing. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I was actually laughing because it's like he's one of the first. Before it was Bob. Now Dave is beating everyone to the strike. Some people won't respond at all. And I'd rather like somebody not respond because they're probably caught in the middle between the situation and they just don't want to, have any ill will done against them from the IFBB. So some of them just say shut up, and that's fine. You know what I mean? But when you speak out, anytime you speak out to defend something that you actually know isn't right, right? Well, what that say for the person that's defending them? You know what I mean? Like that's something Dave probably would do or probably has done within
Yeah,
any of his relationship he was in. So if you feel as though that's okay to do, I just don't see any human being thinking that that's okay to do. It's not. It's to me, it's kind of sick,
it's
my
sick.
opinion.
That's why I say it was disgusting. Like this kid is dating these girls, and he's going. I guess he has a flavor. It's Latina, Brazilian girls that he likes. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But it's like, so are the Latina and the Brazilian girls that he's judging? Are they getting a little extra look? Because that's what he favors. Is that how it is? Hey, it's the perception that we see, Tyler. You display it fully on your personal Instagram page and the girls that you dated, right? So it's all there for everyone to see what you like. Maybe you have a little favoritism towards the Brazilian girls. Maybe I got to go look back at the judging and see who's been winning these shows. Has it been the Brazilian girls? Maybe it has. Maybe there's a reason why. We don't know because the perception is there. The vice president likes these Brazilian girls. He's dating them. He's got engaged to one. So
That's crazy. Whatever happened with that situation?
So yeah, Italia. I don't make sure I get the name right. Italia. There was Nicole Nagarni, right? That was the first one. I'll show you Nicole here, just so everyone has a trip down memory lane. Let me get back to that one right here. This one right here. Here we go. There's Nicole. Oh, who's that with Nicole? Oh, Jesus. Look at that. Look at that face of J.M. Manion. You wouldn't be caught in the back alley with that guy. Jesus. I get caught in the back alley with that guy. A little creeped out, though. A little creeped out. But yeah, there's Nicole Nagarni. That was Tyler Manion's girlfriend. She was the Miss Olympia bikini champ. And they were actually together allegedly while she was the bikini Miss Olympia champ. Okay, that's the grandson of the president of the Pro League, Jim Manion, dating a Miss Olympia bikini champion. Is that a conflict? Would that give her any favoritism in the shows? Dating the grandsons, dating the grandson of the president. You don't think there'd be no conflict there? Everything's kosher? This is what it is, guys. This is what we have to deal with. And it's fascinating to watch these other media outlets just kind of turn a blind eye to this when they know they're not dumb. Like, Phil, do you think they know it's wrong? They know it is, but they can't admit to it. They can't do what me and you are doing and call it out.
There's a lot of things. A lot of these outlets know it's wrong. A lot of things.
Look at
This
that.
is just this icing on the cake, but I mean, there's so many different things that they physically see within a sport, and some of them will make comments about it, but they'll never ever say it out loud. But they see it. They know. You got to be blind not to see. I mean, shit. I've been competing in the IFBB since what 2017.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way you can be around for several years and not see or understand or see unfairness sometimes within the sport or favoritism. That's another thing you see a lot of is favoritism. So their mind is, listen, they're a private company. They're going to do what they want when they want, and they continue to get away with it. And when you get away with something so often, you just shove it down people's throats now. You can show it online. You can show it on your page. It's like we just don't care. What are you going to do about it? And as long as we continue to have individuals that think it's okay and not say something about it without, I mean, my thing is outlets. You guys are all, including you, Matt, busting your ass to make money through, YouTube and all these other things and your other ventures that you're doing, just like a lot of other podcasts are doing. Why would you be concerned if you just say your honest opinion about something and not worry about the repercussions if they're not paying you? If the IFBB doesn't have you on a payroll, you should not have to sit back and be okay with, nor not be able to say anything at all with something that you believe is wrong. You have the right to acknowledge something that is wrong and say it freely without, have to worry about passes for the Olympia and, being shunned from going to places. It's a sad situation.
Well, yeah, that's true. Like, look at the White House, right, where Trump hates a lot of the news media, like calls it the fake news. They're still allowed to come in and ask him questions. They're still there. They're still there. They're not. He's not. So why it should be the same with the sport media that favors you, and maybe there's media that doesn't necessarily favor you, and that questions a lot of the things you do. You shouldn't cut them out. You should not give them access. Shouldn't threaten them, right? So that's how I see the Manions. Is if they don't like something, they'll make sure you go away, right? But with me, they can't do that because they don't have that control over me, and they hate that. They hate that I'm getting this exposure, that they see this all the time, these stories that are coming out, bringing up the past, which they thought maybe they got rid of it. No, it's coming back, and there's going to be more that's coming. And I'm doing an interview with a certain individual that you guys will find out later. And I've had people, since I made this story about the Manions and about Tyler, people are coming to me saying, Matt, I have this story about Steve. I have this story about the judging here and what they did to my wife and this and that. And the messages I got from this very important figure in the sport, which that's going to come out. There's another story that someone is working on for me. So people know that I'm the resource now where I'll speak, I'll say it. If you have a story, and this is for anyone that's watching, if you've had an interaction with the Manions, with Steve Weinberger, with Jake Wood, which whoever it is, and it's not a good situation that you were in, and you want to speak out, message me. Send me a message on the DMs. Shoot me an email, musclediscord@gmail.com. And I will do my research. We'll make sure everything's done factually and accurately, and I'll come up with the story. But now, why am I doing this? Why am I trying to be a dick? Just want to screw with these people? Like, what does that do for me, really? Like, what does it do? Right? Nothing. But what it does is I'm advocating for the athletes. I'm advocating for better treatment, for fairness, for transparency, for equality, not just do whatever we want mentality that the Manions seem to have with the way they treat these athletes, especially the female athletes. And the stories that are going to come out soon here about J.M. Manion, that people who are new in the sport, that are, like I keep saying, that 18 to 25 range, that are only in this for 2 or 3 years, they don't know what happened 13 years ago. They don't know what happened with J.M. Manion and the girls and what he was doing with them. Disgusting things, in my opinion, that he was doing with them, with the photography of them and the scantily clad images and the nude photos, and then putting them on paid websites. Imagine if that was happening right now. Imagine if he was doing that right now. Would he still be a part of the league and continuing to do the photography work? And no, he would be gone. He'd be canceled. You wouldn't be able to get away with that nowadays, especially on the way social media works. But that's what J.M. Manion was doing. He was, doing photography of these women, and those women would place better in the shows. It's been documented already in the Washington Post article, right? If you come film and shoot with J.M. Manion, you're going to do better at the shows. Give me some favoritism, which is absolutely insane that they got away with it as long as they did. But that's the history of the Manions. And it sucks because they're the only league that leads to the Olympia. So everybody wants to just stay with it. They'll just accept the bullshit and the corruption and the politics and the favoritism because they'll make money as an athlete. They'll be able to get to win some pro shows and go to the Olympia because they have nowhere else to go. They don't have another avenue, unfortunately. There's other leagues out there, of course, right? And you can make money in other leagues, right? But you're just not going to get to the Olympia, right? Which is a Super Bowl at this moment in time. We'll see how long that could disappear too. We don't know what's going to go on with Jake Wood and all that stuff. So, that's just kind of where it is. And I get why people put up with it, but it sucks that they have to put up with it, that they see the politics in judging. And now we see what's going on with Tyler Manion. And it's just like, it's so sad for the athletes to know that I can see it. In my opinion, there's politics in judging. And even Dave Palumbo said there's politics in judging, which was shocking for him to even admit that, but he did. And so we know it happens, we know it exists, and the athletes don't stand up. Like Lee Priest says, if the athletes would just boycott the shows and demand, transparency with the judging, and fairness with the judging, and address the issues that the athletes have with the judges, they can make a difference, but they're afraid to because they'll get blacklisted. So it is what
It's
it is.
crazy. It's like what you're doing, and a lot of people should be doing. If you look at journalists, like real journalists, I mean, that's part of some of these individuals, including yourself, that does podcasts, do their research, and they speak upon things that is good and isn't good. TMZ does it. They shed a lot of light, negative, if they find out information about celebrities, a company, whatever. So being a journalist, you're supposed to be able to do these things, but then people want to sit and say, Matt doesn't know what he's talking about, or he's a jackass, or whatever comments they want to make, right? But at the end of the day, there's nothing you're doing differently that any other person in any industry that's trying to help nor shed positive light on certain situations. So there's nothing different from that. The problem, though, that I see that's very concerning, is how people tend to sell their soul because of an Olympia brand, and it's very sad because we have adult individuals. Now, some people are adults, but they're a little immature minded, so, and that's understandable. But when you see certain things, or you can't be yourself, your true self, I don't want to call any names, but certain people will have this positive light and want to talk about their faith, or you don't care what faith you are. Everybody's faith is respected.
Yeah.
But if somebody whispers in your ear, like, listen, you need to tone that down a little bit, or else they'll completely change their whole personality just for the fact that they want to stay on top. And to me, that's called selling your soul. So if everybody is comfortable, it's the same thing with the Master Olympia, which I tell everybody, you have to talk up. I can speak on anybody's behalf, but in general, if everybody don't say enough's enough and speak up, to understand that this company, any company, can't function without athletes. The NFL can't function without athletes. Any sport out there can't function without the individuals there to help them make money. So if change needs to happen, everybody just has to come together. And that's not happening because some people don't want to mess up the money flow, right? But when you sell your soul, bro, there's no coming back for that, because after this bodybuilding is over, if you're successful and stay in good health and can walk away and live a different lifestyle, or not be successful, like every time I turn around every week, somebody's dropping dead from somewhere. That's all I continue to see, if it's male or female or whatever the case may be. So you can sell your soul for this temporary pleasure, because that's what it is. Me, I enjoy bodybuilding just like everybody out there enjoys bodybuilding. And like you said, there's different avenues you can go and continue to succeed in bodybuilding. You may not make as much money as what you're making here in the IFBB, but would you want to sell your soul for that? Or would you want to do what you came into sport because you love it, you enjoy it? I hear people saying, oh, well, I don't really do it for the money. Stop lying. Come on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We compete, yes, for the love of the sport, but we also are competing and using what we have to financially provide, not just for ourselves, but for our family, right? But if you know that going down that road is leading to selling your soul and having to deal with and making a choice, everybody's making a choice because they know certain things are wrong. They're choosing to stay on board. They're choosing to do what they're doing and listen to other people forcing them to do. This is men and women, because I don't think it's just women getting, whatever. I think there's men and women involved.
Yes. Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's a choice. But until people realize that they need to start making a different choice, they're going to continue to do what they're doing and don't care. It's just like a politician, bro. I watch how they're operating, and it's like politics. If you just watch, they're doing the same exact thing.
Oh, totally. And it's just it's sad to see. And then I want to remind people why I'm so adamant of Tyler Manion and his behavior. Like, he was engaged to an IFBB pro, okay, Italia, okay, Brazilian, beautiful woman, right, nice. Nothing. No, I got nothing
Very
against
nice
her.
girl. I had a
Yeah.
conversation with me and Patty. She's a very, very sweet girl. Very
Yes.
sweet girl.
Yeah. And you know, they started dating. They got engaged. Then she stopped competing, and she became. Tyler made her a judge. Okay. Say what you want to say about that, but is that a privilege? I don't know. Maybe she's a great judge and she paid her dues or whatever. But they were engaged. This was in 2023. This is recent. This is not that long, right? And then I allegedly heard that there was a prenup that Tyler wanted her to sign, and I guess the family wasn't in agreement. Again, this is allegedly, and she didn't want to sign the prenup. That's it. Ended the relationship. Didn't want to sign it. I get it. Whatever. I mean, that's if you want someone to sign a prenup, that's your thing. But obviously, the relationship wasn't strong enough for them to keep it together, and now she's gone. But then he moves on to the next lady, Barbara Caesar, another Brazilian. Fine, whatever. What's your flavor? And now he's in a relationship with her allegedly, posting it on his personal profile. It's all public record. I'm not making it up. I see what I see. The perception is there, so I'm taking it that you guys are in a relationship. And then that Barbara Caesar just happens to be Brandon Hendrickson's ex-girlfriend. Like,
Before you go on, we have to respect this young lady though. You got to give her the proper respect.
Yes.
Some women out there won't do that. And that's what I'm saying with individuals in the sport. If you know that something is not right or you don't feel comfortable with it, don't be shy to say no and walk away. So I have to put it out there. You have to respect. This woman was like, listen, I'm in it for the long haul. And apparently you don't believe in me the same way. I'm not going to lower myself. I was raised differently, and I'd rather not sign anything and move on and go my way. You know what I mean? So you got to respect that. I wish we had more women and men in the sport that's that way. So props to her, man.
Yeah, props to her for standing up where it is. And I don't want to get into his personal shit, whatever. I'm just giving people context as to why I think it's a conflict of interest, right? He is the vice president of the Pro League. You can't get any higher than that other than Jim Manion. So it's a big fucking deal, guys. So I'm just giving context as to a pattern of this behavior from the vice president, dating these women, going so far as to get engaged with the pro in the league. Then he moves right on to another pro in the league and publicly exposes that there, something's going on there. And everyone turns a blind eye to it. And I don't think everyone is. That people talk about behind the scenes, and I've gotten calls as early as today talking about people been pointing this stuff out for a long time. And it's just like, it's just always been there. And it's just kind of you get used to it. Tyler is in charge. What are people going to do? If you don't like it, then don't compete, I guess. But you're kind of forced to compete if this is what you love doing. And they're pretty much the premier league that's around right now. So
if you tell them no, then your career is done. You know what I'm saying? Even if you know it's a wrong thing, and no, I don't feel comfortable with this. I think that this is not something I want to do. Now you know your career is done, and that's the sad part. That's where the fear now with these women it comes into play. There's fear now that you can't do a sport without having to be okay with whatever.
Yeah, it's. I feel bad for the other female athletes out there that are being judged by Tyler, and they're in bikini class or the wellness or whatever, and they know that Tyler fancies these type of women, and he's willing to engage with them and date them, and it's just weird, man. Like it's like, just imagine. Let's just reverse the roles. Let's say Sandy decided to start dating Nick Walker. That's just a judge. She's not the vice president. She's just a judge. What if she's started dating? Would anyone question that? Would you question it, Phil? If Sandy, what's her name? Williamson, she's one of the premier judges.
Yeah.
Sandy, she was dating Nick Walker. They were just posting together on social media. Here's in a Halloween costume with Nick Walker, just openly, fragrantly, just posted up, right? I mean, let's say Nick Walker wasn't competing. Let's say Nick Walker took a few years off, didn't retire. He's still an IFBB pro. He's still in the industry. He's on Instagram posting bodybuilding stuff. He's in the business still. Would anyone question that? Would that not look cool? Would people question Sandy's, favoritism towards certain bodybuilders. Maybe Nick Walker doesn't want Samson to do well, and he tells Sandy, "Hey, Sandy, yeah, fuck, I don't like Samson, man, do something with that next show, score him a little off or something." You don't think human beings can think like that and do that stuff, guys? So reverse the roles. Look how it looks. I wonder how Dave would answer that question. Sandy was dating Nick Walker, and even though he wasn't competing recently, took a few years off, which he did from the Olympia, actually. Is okay? That's fine. Are we okay with that in our sport? It's actually a breach of the rules, which I should show you guys here. Let me just show it, see what, and Dave can maybe reply to this and tell me that if I'm wrong, but it's actually in the rules here. Okay, let me find it here. Oh, I had it. Let me go back. Let me find it here. It's in the rules. It's in the IFBB handbook, or whatever you call it, where it's all the rules and the regulations are in it. And I just had it up and I lost it. So let me just see here. Let me find it. Oh, there it is. It's just near the bottom. My screen went all the way up to the top. I want you guys to see it. I had it all prepped here. Let me go back. One second, guys. Let me get it here for you. There we go. Jesus, that took me forever to find. Okay, sorry about that. All right. So let's go back and read this here. There it is. I wonder why that's not staying on where I had it. There it is. Jesus. Okay. All right. So it says relevant documents and pages to reference. So I had ChatGPT kind of scroll through the I don't have time to read through all these PDFs. And it says, a section, I acknowledge and accept that I'm required to carry out my duties as a judge without conflict of interest. Okay. Now, I see it, Phil, you see it, that there is a conflict of interest, that Tyler, as a judge, is dating competitors that compete with under the IFBB Pro League umbrella. Okay. And it says the judge membership agreement, IFBB Pro rules, section, I acknowledge and accept that I am required to carry out my duties as a judge without conflict of interest. Okay. This clause clearly states that the judges agree to act without conflict of interest. Well, obviously Tyler doesn't. Maybe Tyler gets a pass, right? Maybe he gets a free pass because he's the vice president. Is that how it works? Okay. Definitions, the code of ethics, which forms an integral part of the Constitution and also forms an integral part of the rules. Okay. It's embedded in the rule book. Right? Members cannot take part in any instant case of which they have personal interest. Well, does Tyler have a personal interest in the athletes he's dating? I think so. So they actually do have a code of ethics in the Pro League. And it looks to me like Tyler's breaking his own rules. Yet Dave and these others, beyond the stage, TV, see nothing wrong with this. So guys, it's right there. I don't know. It's in the rules. They're not supposed to be doing this. So now what happens with Tyler Manion? What happens with Tyler Manion? What do I want to see? I want to see him stop judging. I know it's a big ask. That would be a big deal to have Tyler Manion stop judging. But I mean, he's breaking that conflict of interest within the IFBB's agreement for the judges that they have to adhere by. Right? If he was in any other organization, professional organization, he would be canned already. He'd be out, be gone. You know,
Well,
you
in any
can't.
other professional organization, Matt, a vice president or president cannot judge in anything. You won't even see that done in the Olympics.
Well,
They
see,
can't.
that's the thing
It
too.
is a
There you go.
conflict.
You're right. He's the so fucked up, guys. He's the vice president and he's a judge. Is this fucked up? Like, guys, this is weird. The more we talk about it and think about it, like, this shouldn't be happening. Just imagine, let's say the commissioner of the WNBA, he's a guy, he's a dude, right? And you start seeing one of the female WNBA players, executive of the organization, posting a photo with one of the female players. And Dave's thing was, well, that's just the pool he's around. That's what he has to choose from. So I guess that's what he's dating. That's who he's dating because that's what he has to choose from. There's none. I mean, really, Dave? That's your excuse? That's the pool of women he has to choose from.
It's sad if the pool of women is all you can find is within the league that you judge and part of as a vice. That's a sad situation if that is the case.
Oh
But
man, Dave.
people want to sit here and say that oh, it's private life, leave it alone. Okay, if it's his private life, then don't advertise it.
Don't advertise it.
Right, he's advertising. So when people want to say here's private life, anything that's private stays private. I mean, that's common sense. So anybody's going to sit there and be like, oh my God, this is private life, man. Leave him alone, leave him alone. What is that saying about you and your character then? Because once again, if it's private, keep it undercover then. Why advertise it to make it look like, F you, I'm going to do what I want to do, if you like it or not. And if this one isn't happy or she doesn't make me happy, I just move on to the next one.
Yeah, man. I think he's kind of gloating, like, hey, look at this hot chick that I'm with in Halloween, and look what I got now. Got a new one. And rubbing it in Brandon Henderson's face. Oh, right? Wow. Yeah. Ballsy, Tyler. Ballsy. I know Tyler's watching this right now. I know Tyler's probably watching this. Manion's watching this right now. It's hilarious. So I'm talking to you, Tyler Manion. As a man, what if that was like when you're older and your daughter, maybe she's competing in some different sport and league, and the vice president of that league is dating your daughter. Would you not see a little conflict there? Would you not think that's kind of like crossing the professional line, the boundaries? Tyler, your future daughter was dating vice president of a major organization that she competed under. I want people to take this serious because it is serious. It's not a joke. These are athletes. These are females. These are people that put their lives into this sport. And you're going to have a vice president and a head judge get away with stuff like this and act like there's nothing to see here? Where's the morals gone in our sport? Where are the morals, people? Where are the values, people? I thought people were like, we got Christians, we got Catholics, we got people that are a faith of God and everything. And we're cool with this shit. So it's guys, it's gross. It's like he's taking advantage. I don't know. This is my opinion, but it's like these girls. Like, do you think Tyler would get these girls, these bikini beautiful women, Brazilian? You think he would get? Oh man, you think he would get it? Fuck no! Come on, guys. It's hilarious. So he's using his power, using his status to get these beautiful women, and he happens to go to that pool, like Dave Palumbo admits, that pool of women that he gets to pick from. And maybe when this relationship ends, he'll go into the next Brazilian. This is where we're at, man. So I'll keep pushing this. And I would love to see Tyler step down, put someone else in charge, or stop dating these women. Tyler, can't have your cake and eat it too. And right now you're eating a lot of cake. And maybe it's getting to you. You're enjoying the cake too much. So anyways, let's move on to another topic here because we're about halfway through. And we got the Japan Pro coming up there, Bill. And what do you think if you were an athlete going into the Japan Pro, Phil, after the promoter from the Japan Pro hasn't paid the Masters Olympia athletes from his last pro show? Would you be a little concerned going to the Japan Pro?
Absolutely. But it goes back to what I said earlier. It's very sad that grown men, grown women can look at something that just happened. It's like they're blind. It's like their eyes are covered. That's what I don't understand. Now, don't get me wrong. One person that's in the show had already has their tickets already booked prior. So this person was like, "Oh, fuck it, I'm just gonna go enjoy Japan. I'm gonna, fuck it. I guess I'll just go and not knowing I'm gonna get paid. Just jokingly saying that." But that's what I don't understand. And I know the promoter was throwing free tickets for your significant other and all these little sweet things. I'm like, bro, you just didn't pay people, but now you have money to give away free tickets and all these other accessories just to get people to do your show. So listen, I'm pretty sure if there's any really big names in there, probably some phone calls was made to them and said, listen, just do the show. You're going to get paid. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Because this guy is the big dog in Japan. He controls everything in Japan from the MPC level to the pro level in Japan. There's no other organization bodybuilding wise there. That's why they won't shut him down for what he did, because it's big money there for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For the IFBB Pro League. But as an athlete, no, I wouldn't do the show. I would be very, very concerned, because that's like me going to work at a job and somebody just told me, oh, I just did a contract for this guy and I never got paid. But now this guy puts out contracts and then other people jump on board knowing that 100 or more people, I'm not saying Master Olympia, didn't get paid. You got to be a complete moron to now put yourself in a possible situation like that, unless something was told to someone guaranteed that, oh, don't worry about it, you'll get paid. But we were also told, and this is nothing against Jake Wood, because once he says he's going to pay people, now it's up to his little financial, whoever works the office, which I guess they don't work on certain days, and if they go away, they don't pay nobody, whatever excuses they're giving people now. He didn't really live up to what he said. He made this post, I'm sorry, but it's still his responsibility with the people that he has in charge that's making sure these athletes get paid to get paid. And that's why we said, just because you say it, everybody want to jump on the bandwagon. Dave Palumbo was one of the first little bottle boys that jumped on to say that, when I don't care if anybody say, I'm gonna pay you out of my pocket, I'm gonna take care of it because I just found out that this situation happened, blah, 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 blah. Our main thing is, thank you very much. Let's see if it happens. And it didn't happen for quite a few people. And they're all getting the same little emails, copy and paste, be patient. Nobody was in the office.
Be patient.
We were away doing this, we were away doing that, and now they're going to be away for the Japan. They're probably going to be there for that show. So, but it's sad, because it's like people don't understand. They don't understand that these master competitors, probably, I want to say possibly 6 or 8 of them, not even that, got paid.
Wow.
So the people that even won their division didn't get paid. That won their division in first place didn't get paid. You got people in fourth place getting paid, but then the first place person isn't getting paid. Help me to understand how that makes sense.
Are they taking the low route for, like, the lower money? Like, okay, well, let's type in a little bit less. It's the least we can do, right? With Jake Wood's millions of dollars that he has. Why can't he just wire these funds? It doesn't take a couple 2-3 days to wire something. You got
probably this is what they're going to do. See how well this show does, the amateur whatever Olympia.
Yeah.
Take from that to pay the people that didn't get paid, and now the people that's competing in this show. Now you're going to have to wait until the other show he promotes. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It seems very, very fishy how it's being done because Jay could just his people could just write out the checks as done.
Easy
I
money.
understand that he still have to pay the Olympia people too.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: if you're going to step up and say, "Hey, I'm going to take care of this," then you have to take care of it completely, not partially. So everybody that was tooting the horn too soon because that post was made, now look at yourself and ask yourself the question that we were basically saying. It does not matter if someone says they're going to step up until that money is paid to everybody. Then you could give them you could ride them all day long about it, right?
Yes.
So where's these people now that was speaking up? Oh yeah, it's great. Jake Wood stepped up and he's a volunteer pay. People just shut up. I told you, if it's me betting against Jake to pay, he's going to pay. Okay, so now what you're saying now? Could I hear somebody make Dave Palumbo, please make your report now?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people still haven't got paid. Some of them are starting to post and talk up, but they all have to talk up. Everybody has to talk up because if you do not talk up, here's the thing, Matt. Imagine this: if we never said anything about it at all,
Nobody.
The people that got paid now, no one would have gotten anything.
Nope.
They would have been so quiet about it and pushed it right underneath the rug, right?
Yeah.
So now making more of a stink. I mean, you paid me to shut me up, but you don't understand the point of me coming on here and me and Matt speaking was not just about me. It was about everyone. So if you believe that you can just pay me and I'm going to shut up like you pay everybody else and they just move on and stay quiet, I'm not going to do that because when I made the video, me and Matt brought it to light, it was not just about me. You didn't hear me say I. I said we all.
You said, I'm not going to stop. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So there was never an I. We were speaking for everyone. And there's still so many that's not paid, but they're getting the same going around. Nothing.
And people can see Phil is keeping his word. He said, I'm not going to stop talking about this until every athlete is paid. And here we are. How many weeks? How long has it been when Jake Wood said that? How long? Patty is in the chat.
It got to be at least 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks.
Because I got my check 2 weeks ago. So that was a week, about 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks.
Almost 3 weeks since Jake Wood made the announcement and everyone's praising Jake Wood as a hero. Don't worry, I'll pay you guys. I'll take care of it. I'll step up. Then all the outlets. This is what a true hero. This is accountability. Whatever the fuck that Dave Palumbo's fucking ass licking post that he made towards Jake Wood. That was 3 weeks ago, and people are struggling. They have bills. They have credit card interest racking up. Right. You got single parents, people that have traveled to Japan to represent and compete. And Jake Wood, now this is on you, brother. This is on you, Jake Wood. The pressure is on you to pay everybody. You took the heat for the Japanese promoter. He's off the hook, I guess, for now. But Jake Wood, you're on the hook now. If you're going to go out and make a big statement and look like a big hero, which we appreciate you stepping up, we'll give you that. But now you got to execute, Jake. You got to follow through. Pay everybody. Don't pay like 4 or 5, 6 people over a 3-week span and think you're getting shit done. I don't care if you have to fly to Romania. Oh, well, we're busy. We're traveling. We'll take care of it as soon as we can. Thanks for your patience. It's only been 3 fucking months. Thanks for your patience. Your commitment, right? And then they'll run around with these emails. So no, people aren't stupid. You guys are just cherry picking and stringing this along. I don't know why you can't just get a document, get an Excel sheet. Here's the 50 athletes. Here's the money here's their wire details. Here's their addresses to send the checks to. Have your admin lady, whatever, man, whoever the fuck it is, start paying these people and get on top of it and expedite it. This is an issue. This isn't fun for these people. They don't want to spend they have jobs and shit. They don't have to keep micromanaging this process and check in with you and email and check. And where's my money? Am I getting my money? Is it coming? Can I get an update? They have lives they have to live still. So Jake Wood, get it the fuck together. Get these people their money. And then we'll stop coming on here and talking about it. We'll be done. You won't have to hear from us anymore. So if you want to stop hearing from us, Jake, just pay them. Just do it. Just technology. It's not hard. It's just crunching and typing some numbers and do the wire transfer, get it done.
Yeah,
There's a lot.
that's what gets me. Like, why is say you're going to mail a check? You can't mail a check international. Anything can happen unless you're mailing it
Courier.
priority where they sign for it. And that's another thing I did not like. Risking mailing checks for 10 grand or 6 grand or even 20 grand, risking mailing that and a possibility it doesn't get to that individual. You're not going to remail another check out to them if they don't get it. And because you could tell if the check is cash, if it isn't cash. So I don't understand. Wire the money. Why? Because you don't want to pay $10 or $15 to wire money over to people? You're going to be that cheap, a multi-millionaire? Wire the money, get it to these individuals so they don't have to sit and look at a mailbox every day to figure out if they're getting a check in the mail.
Can you imagine waiting every day? Okay, maybe it'll come today. Maybe it'll come today. Maybe it'll come today. It's been 3 weeks now.
Listen, when money didn't go out at all, I straight up told Patty, I said, listen, I don't think anything's coming. I said, I'm blessed that I have a good job and I make good money.
Yep.
I said, so if it comes, it comes. And then it's crazy. She calls me at work, she says the check's in the mail. And I'm like, what? You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I just took it as, okay, let's pay Phil and just shut him up. You know what I mean? We'll get him his money and he'll just shut up and probably he won't worry about everybody else. And we'll prove to everybody that Phil is all about himself.
Yeah.
Well, no. Thank you very much for the money. I appreciate that because I earned it. I shouldn't have to thank you for it because I'm the one that earned it. But my thing is, there's other people. I don't even think Dorian got paid, honestly. And he is supposed to be the Master Olympia champion. Wow. So you explain that to me. Could somebody in on here right now live try to explain to me how first place winners in certain divisions, a lot of divisions, haven't got paid yet? There's some top physique athletes that's been in the Olympia. I don't want to call no names, quite a few times.
Yeah.
Legendary names still haven't got paid. So explain that to me, someone, because everybody wants to come at, this podcast. Oh, here we go again. Oh, crybaby this. Oh, well, let that be you sitting in the same situation for your job. Let's say you go work and you go to payroll. Oh, no, we didn't have it this week. We're going to pay. Just be patient. Anybody will lose their freaking gasket.
At least me and Phil give a shit. Right? You can hate on the channel and this and that, but I think we're the only channel that's still talking about this 3 weeks later after Jake's announcement. Yet we're the bad guys, or at least me. I am. I don't. People. You're fine. I'm the one that takes the heat, I guess. But
but the thing is, like, Matt, they sit here and they complain and to say, "Oh, you're talking this, you're talking that," but yet every freaking week, the same individual is in your DMs, so they're watching. To me, if you don't like somebody or you feel as though what they're doing isn't right, why the hell are you on here watching us and then want to jump in the DMs and make your comment? If you're going to watch and continue to watch, then just shut your mouth and don't make no comment about it. But if you're going to make comments, like, you're going to get taken down and shit, you're the worst freaking podcast in history, but then you come back again. Because some of the names I continuously see in the DMs. So apparently Matt is doing something right if you continue to want to preach negative. There's nothing, listen, I can honestly say about the Master Olympia, honestly, if it wasn't for Matt, the platform, because as soon as he did it, quite a few people came behind him to explain the situation, right? So the thing is, just because you may not like how people display or say certain things, I got to watch. That's why I stopped watching the news. If I don't like something, I stop doing it. I don't watch it anymore. Yeah. But there is so many people out there that respects what he does and what this channel does. Yeah. Very low percentage don't, and that's fine. But as long as you continue to hate and participate and watch, then that's saying you do really appreciate what Matt is saying. If you continue to watch and make comments in the DM, positive or negative, you're still boosting this channel. Boom.
Yeah. If I was so terrible, thank you, Phil. If I was so terrible, then why are you watching me and why are you reacting to me? So I don't know. It is what it is. And, we do have a platform here, Phil, and we can leverage it for the better good. Right. And that's what it's about. And we may make some controversial statements, or we may, make an assessment of an athlete or whatever. But it's not to be mean or anything. We're just blunt in our, at least my assessment. Phil is just pretty straightforward and just says it like it is. And, you know, people respect Phil. You see it in the comments all the time. People love Phil and the feedback and the experience and how he is. So nothing wrong there, but it is what it is. I think people just don't like that. Maybe the channel is getting the exposure that it is. And then you see it discussed on the Cutler cast. You see it on Palumbo show. I was on Palumbo show. I was on the Dennis. I was on the Menace podcast. I was all over the place real quick. So I guess I'm doing something right. Whether people, and if you're not doing, you're definitely not doing something right if there's no one that hates you. Right? Because
if you're talking about you, because if they're talking about you, you get what I'm saying? If you notice every time something goes down, if it's Dave, once in a blue, if it's Bob, it could be anybody. But I love when they say this. Oh, you know that show? I don't know, the guy from Canada. The thing is, though, y'all have to talk about Matt and his channel, but you're actually blowing him up by doing it. To me, if you don't like any, if I don't like somebody, I stay away from them. I don't associate with them. I don't watch nothing they do. I've done it. Certain people that I really, really thought I trust and cared about, when I saw what happened to me throughout the years, I no longer, they're deleted. I don't deal with them. I don't speak to them. I have nothing to do with them. So when you don't really care for somebody, that's how you go about it. But if you hang around and continue to be that little, it's like a gnat that you keep swatting but keeps coming back. You know what I mean? That's what some of these people are. You know what I mean? So the thing is, when you come on here, if you want like the gut wrenching, speak your mind, straight facts and also opinions, and give our subjective criticism respectfully, then this is a channel you want to watch. Why would you want to watch any other channel? I'm sorry, that's going to, one, defend something that is wrong all the time, or watch what they say or sugarcoat what they said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Speak up. There's some podcasts with some big names and some elite Olympians, an Olympian that will still like work their way around certain things and just instead of speaking up. You know what I mean? Life is about speaking up. That's all it's about. And I think that I believe one day it will happen. As long as they continue to do some of these things they're doing, they're just chipping away. And sooner or later, certain people will wake up. Probably not the ones that's getting favoritism, but some people will wake up. Everything good has to come to an end sooner or later. So if you think that what's going on now with the IFBB is good, and then we have, vice presidents, presidents, or whomever, the reason why I believe, my opinion, and allegedly Tyler does what he does, that's something that was taught before he got into play. And it's making it look like it's okay. That's just my opinion. Allegedly, that's what I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, like father, like son. I mean, you saw your dad do it with the females, right? And, taking photos of them and getting the attention from all the female competitors. And now he's doing it like father, like son. And they get away with it. Manion, he got his sites taken down and he got ridiculed and he was in the Washington Post. And I'll talk about that later at another time. But now it's Tyler's turn. And I guess Tyler didn't learn from his dad how not to treat women and not how to do this to people that are in your organization, Tyler. So man to man, brother, you got to stop this. It's not a good look. It's disgusting. And it's a bad perception for the rest of the athletes that compete when they see this. So let's get into the Japan Pro before we wrap it up. I don't mind talking about this.
Something about Samson. We got to make sure
we'll go to Samson right after. We'll do a quick Japan Pro. We'll just quickly talk about the athletes. I want to skip them.
Yeah, who's all in there? Let me see.
So we got Sean Clarita. We got the Juan guy, the Spanish kid. He's in there. Mark Hector, James Hollingstead, Edward, that Edward Ali Edward. That guy. He's in it. He did the Viper. So it's pretty decent lineup. What else we got in here? Florian, that guy is doing it.
I think Beef Stew's in here too.
Yeah. It's Beef. Yeah, Stuart Sutherland's in there. Liang Yang. Yeah.
How many people are in this show?
This is like over 20.
Wow. How many Japanese competitors though? It has to have quite a few.
South Korea, Japan, South Korea.
Yeah. The majority of them is going to be from out that way.
Japan, China. Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
half of them are from there. That's why.
And you got to look at it too. They're from there. I mean, that's their only outlet, and it's close to home, so it only makes sense.
Yeah, once in a lifetime, they get the opportunity to do that. So, who's going to win this? So, Sean, we got Sean, you got James, you got Mark. I'm going to go with the Spanish kid, Juan Pradels, right here. I think he's going to take it. This will be his qualification to finally get there. I'm going to go with Mark. I'm going to Sean Clarita second, and then Mark Hector third. Man, Edward Ali. I don't know. Maybe okay, like he looks good too. So
if Sean Clarita comes in with that level of conditioning at the Olympia, which is going to be hard because he has to come in bigger and he has to come in fuller in the open. I still think it's going to be tough, man, especially after I saw my boy Prodigy take fourth, even though that was a tough show, still, I think pound for pound per square inch, he's bigger than Clarita. You know what I mean? When you look at his structure, right? So I don't know, man. I like you said, he'll be in the mix. Definitely, he's definitely going to be in the mix. Yes, but we got to look at muscle, size, density. There's a lot he's going to have to go up against, but he's definitely going to be in the mix.
Okay, I think. Damn, could this Ali guy win?
Mark After could look pretty good too. The Ali guys. I mean, it's going to be. I can't really. When is the show? This weekend or next weekend?
It's on a Monday or something. It says the 24th.
On Monday.
Yeah, it says it says the 24th.
I'll go to the wrong day.
Yeah, while we look at this. So this is Ali. What do you think, Ali? You think he could potentially win this? Like this guy looks. I don't know, man. This guy looks pretty damn good.
He looked good the last time he competed. The last show he was in. I think he placed in the top three, right? Was it top three?
Top three, yeah.
Actually, I think I had. Let me see his face. No, it wasn't him. It was the dark skinned dude that I had winning the show. And I think he took third. Yeah, Ali looks good. He looks good. He looks good. I mean, I think he'll be battling with Stewart though. If Stewart comes in condition, I think Stewart is. I think if Stewart comes in condition, him and this guy will be battling. For what place, I don't know.
The date.
Holland's Head, I don't know, man, because he looks so good before he gets on the stage, and for some reason, these past shows he's been doing. And I've been around Holland's Head for a while. Several years ago, he was always in the top, 2, top 3. This year, for some reason, he's not placing well.
Okay, the 24th. There's the Japan Pro.
Yeah, that's crazy. I would rather see it on a Sunday. I mean, I think that's
November. Okay, November 24th. So over here in North America, it's going to be on the Sunday.
Oh, it's going to be Sunday. It's going to be Sunday there. For us, it's going to be Monday because that's how it was for our show. Remember, there was Sunday, and it's going to be. No, I'm sorry. Us was Sunday, and it was Were they watching it Saturday? They were watching Saturday. They're a day ahead.
Yeah, so Monday. So basically, the time difference. I don't know if it's 14, 16 hours, whatever. Japan. It'll be 16. Sunday. It'll be Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, it's gonna be Sunday. Yeah, they're not gonna have it on a Monday. It's gonna be a Sunday.
No, but they're listing it as the 24th, which is Monday in Japan. So I don't understand why it's right.
I don't know. I never saw a show on a Monday, but whatever.
Yeah, it says Monday, November 24th, 9:30 a.m. open start. Right, check in. Bodybuilding.
Because that'd be stupid because people are working. How are you going to get people to come to your show on a Monday?
Maybe it's wrong, but that's what's listed on the Pro League. And even here it says November 22nd, 23rd, 24th. Why were they putting the 24th date on there then if they're not?
I don't know.
So I think it is actually fucking on a Monday.
Probably that's his way to have an excuse that we didn't make the money. You guys are not getting paid. I thought by having it on a Monday. I don't know what this guy is doing.
It is on. It is 13. Patty says 13 hours ahead. So yeah, it would be here as a Sunday, but there as a Monday, which is really weird. But anyways,
that's very weird.
Yeah. So that's that. Okay, so Japan Pro, it's gonna be a crazy show. It's a pretty good lineup. I'm just gonna go with still that Juan Spanish kid first. I'm gonna go with Ali Edwards second, Sean Clarita third, Stewart fourth, Hollingshead fifth.
Yeah, I think Stewart, I hate to say, could pull out and beat It's just, man, it's just James is
He's
such a
he's
good guy,
he's
but
he's
he's a
been
bit.
he's been on and off. He hasn't been able to
What do
peak.
you think is happening with James though? Because it's like a couple years ago he was on his top of his game, and now it's like his placings are dropping. I
Yeah.
I'm trying to put a finger on it. I know his physique isn't. It's not the way he used to look back in the day. He was much bigger, much fuller. I don't know if it's changing the coaches a lot. I don't know what's going on with James. I know that Ian, I mean, they nail it pretty well, saying that, it's just because he's just moving from different coach and he's not letting that one coach just get to know his body. And, that's what Ian believes. And also, what's his name? I'm forgetting his name. Hostile Fuad
Oh,
was
yeah.
saying the same thing. But yeah, it's just, I don't get it. I mean, he trains hard. He's a heavy trainer. It's just, I don't see that dense, crazy muscle he had a couple years ago. I just don't see it. Unless
He
I'm
lost
blasted.
yeah, he lost muscle in the quads, I can see.
And this isn't recent, is it?
This is 2 days ago.
No, man. Can't be.
2 2
And he's
days.
doing a show this weekend.
He said post chest and rear, great session 2 days ago.
All right.
This is him going into the show. So, yeah, that's what we're dealing with here. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, he looks a little fuller, but this was a chest day, so he should look full of the delts and the shoulders. He's lean in the glutes. He's always pretty lean from the back.
Yeah, but it's just not what shows up on stage though when he gets there.
Oh,
I don't
it's
get
weird.
it. I don't know if it's because the tan, because these guys, when you're really, really pale, you have to tan prior to going to these shows. Or else you just trust putting on that tan. It just gives you a very awful look. You got to get that. I don't know, man. We spoke about this before, tanning prior. I do it, 2 weeks prior to the show, just going in the tan a bit, just
Yeah,
get a base coat.
yeah.
So this way you don't have to try to put on 15 coats of freaking tan because they won't do it anyway. They only put on but a certain amount. I don't know. I wish him luck though. I wish him luck.
Yeah, we'll see. It's the last show. Unless he tries to do the big man or whatever the next show is in Spain.
I think that's the last show. The big man is the last show.
Yes. Yeah. That's the last one. So that's coming up. What else? So we have Samson. I had that on the graphic, so we got to make sure.
What is he doing? You know, if he's going to Arnold,
No, I don't think he's doing it. He looks full blown. I'm going to show you here. Let's hear what Samson has to say. Let's open this up, guys.
I'm not even head off the gym and go get our training session done. We're still in our rebound phase, so it's all about using the rebound to push up as much mass as we can and get things growing that way. Currently, we are 325 pounds, which is still about 5 pounds from my heaviest. But for a rebound right now, that's a good place to be, and I feel comfortable at that weight as well. So that makes it really good. But we're gonna get to the gym and get training as well, guys. The Gym Shop Black Friday sales is one of my heaviest.
So 325 pounds right now. I think he's trying to push up to 350.
No.
So that's there's the question. So do you think this big man should push himself up to there he is right there. Look at this guy. Big. He's the biggest guy at the Olympian.
There's no way he could feel comfortable though. I respect what he's saying, but there's no way when you're at that size, the breathing heavy, the walking, the heart carrying. We all know the heart only can carry but so much, and anything over 300 pounds, I don't give a shit if you're 6'1" or 6'3". It's not comfortable. There's nothing comfortable about over 300 pounds. I'm sorry. Yeah. I hear him. I respect what he's saying, but there's nothing comfortable. Just be honest. It's tough. I'm going to push the size, the freaky mass, which I heard he said he's going to do, which me personally, and this is just my personal opinion, I don't think that's a good idea to keep pushing size.
Yeah.
What he brought to the Olympics size-wise when he won is good. Just come in tighter than that show. When he was coming in lighter to be in more condition, I think he got caught up with the hype. I don't think the judges were saying that. A lot of people on social media were saying that. Only if he could come in peeled. Only if he could come in peeled. I don't believe the judge was necessarily that. They said if he could come in a little tighter and more conditioned, but you have to maintain the size he had. My problem with this is now coming in bigger to now get in condition. It's very hard to bring that freaking mass and come in that type of condition that you need to win that show. And it has to be better than when he won that condition. So that's the only thing that's making me nervous. Like now it's like they're gonna go straight all out now. Fuck it. Big size, round muscle bellies, huge as hell, freaky as hell, and let's see how this works out.
Look at this guy. He's swole here. And it's kind of eerie because you said this going into the Olympia when we were watching videos of Samson training and he looks really lean and dry. And then you were like, man, I'm worried though. Yeah. And you called it and he places fourth. So Phil's intuition with this stuff has been pretty accurate. And now Phil is concerned that pushing up this size, is he going to be able to come back to the level he was at 2024 with that conditioning? I don't know. If he's not shredded and leaned out and he's going to be so focused on the scale again because he says, oh, I got to be bigger for some reason. I don't know. Where do you think this mentality, like, he needs, I guess because he lost the muscle, he feels like, no, I gotta come back. I gotta come even bigger than I was before because I lost all this muscle.
You know what? I just think, man, I love Samson to death, and I really, really would love to see him regain that Olympia title. But sometimes we got to get out of our own head. I don't want to speak for Marlena, but I don't know if that's part of her game. I'm just gonna say I'm not saying this 100% like I got inside story, but I just know how much she loves him, and she do want them to continue to win together. But then we have to weigh our options. There's winning, and there's winning and staying healthy, and winning and not being healthy, or possibly push things a little bit too much size-wise, and then you don't make it to the Olympia. You know what I mean? They have to have like a come to Jesus moment and really strategize and look at their best look. What did I look like when I won the Olympia? Sit back, look at the video, watch it over and over again, and just strategically figure out now what we need to do. We did it this way. It didn't work out for us. It actually gave us a worse placing, right? So we know never to do that again. We can't chase ridiculous conditioning because the condition didn't really stick. I think his condition looked better when he won than when he chopped down because he just wasn't able to get that pop.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That muscle stick to the skin. He weren't able to get that. So I don't know, bro. I don't believe, my personal opinion, with all the knowledge that I have, that this is the smartest way to go bigger, better. Normally going bigger is never really better. You know what I mean? He has a beautiful physique. You want to keep those lines. You want to keep that structure. Let's say this is the direction they go to, right? And the conditioning is off from when he won. And now his placings drop worse than fourth. And now Martin comes in and beats him again. You see where I'm going with this? There's no coming back for that. We watch Big Ramy. Once you start dropping in placings, then you're pretty much you're just out of the game. There's no coming back to win that Olympia title again.
Yeah, man, it's weird. They're all over the map now. Like they went and tried to not downsize, but come in condition for the Olympia this year. They went way too far. He comes in fourth. Then he's like, oh, I'm going to blow up. I'm going to come back up over 300 pounds, and I'm going to do the Prague Pro, and then I'm going to show everybody. And then he got second to Martin, right, who he beat when he was not as it's weird. So he's all over the map. Now he's like, okay, total reversal. I just want to come in huge and big, and I'm going to push my weight up to 350 pounds, and as if that's going to make me better or something. If anything, it's just going to distend his stomach again. He was having stomach issues because he was getting so huge. Yeah. And then he reined it in. I mean, he couldn't do that the crazy vacuums he was doing before. Like it was distended in the transit. He was having the problems Nick Walker was having when in between the transitions it was popping out. And like, Samson, man, you got to control that shit. And I was pointing it out too. That was before the 2024 Mr. Olympia. Then he reined it in and he won the Mr. Olympia and it looked good. So now he's going to push himself bigger. That weight has to go not just to your arms, your legs, your shoulders, but it goes to your waistline too, Samson. So that's why I say, is he going to ruin his physique just trying to push this mass like Nick Walker did? And he's going to be pulling Nick Walker on stage, breathing heavy. He's too big, right? You can see it in the tank top there. So it's starting to so I'm just like, man.
It's just not comfortable. He said he feels comfortable, and he's not feeling comfortable.
I don't think
I've been to 300 pounds before. I couldn't even freaking bend over and tie my shoes, and Patty would have to push my back and rock me to get out of the bed because I couldn't get out of the bed. So it's nothing over 300, 300 and over. There's nothing healthy about it.
No, man, at 350, I don't think he's going to get to 350. If he does, I'm worried. I'm worried about his health at that point. He's already using the sleep apnea machine because he can't breathe when he sleeps. So it's like,
Yeah.
he doesn't need to be any bigger. He doesn't. What the size was never an issue with the judges. They're like, hey, Samson, you got to come in bigger. We need to see you coming bigger next year at Olympia.
No, yeah, they never said that.
Nope. So I'm baffled. I'm really baffled as to why he feels he needs to be bigger than he's ever been on stage, as if that's going to make a difference. It's been conditioning, Samson. You are the biggest human on the stage, aside from maybe Andrew Jack or whatever. But look what Andrew did. Andrew listened, came in more conditioned than he's ever been. And then what happens? Boom, he almost wins the whole damn show. So I wish you the best of luck. I want to see Samson win. But the guidance he has is that lady right in front of him, his wife, Marlena. And he's listening.
Yeah, but that don't mean he's going to listen to her, though, man, 100%. That's the tough part with dealing with your loved ones as your coach.
Yes.
She can have a different vision and different say, but he's going to push back. I'm not saying this is happening because I don't want nobody to start acting stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is happening. I'm just saying if that wasn't me, I know when I'm trying to accomplish something, I always will go back and forth with Patty, even regardless if she's right. You know what I mean? Because it's like we're so loaded on testosterone. We're men and we're big. You know, we know what we're talking about. You know, I'm doing this. You're not doing it. You know, these are the things that comes out of my mouth. You know what I mean? Regardless of the fact she's watching me for years and knows what my best look like and it don't, or when I'm doing too much and not. But I always fight back and push back because that's just what bodybuilders do. So I just hope. Listen, I'm just all about his health. I don't give two craps about him regaining the title.
No.
I want to make sure that he's going to live a long life after this because, I mean, you only have but a certain amount of years to do this and it's over. There's no more you can prove, you know? Yeah. So I just hope he just really don't push. And I'm not even talking about drugs. I mean, just pushing the food because the amount of food you got to put, you know? And look at that. Your heart, man. People don't understand, man. Your heart is doing some crazy shit. And next thing you know, you get a minor mishap. Yeah. You're not bouncing back from that either, you know. But I wish him the best, man, and I hope he does everything carefully and safe. And we'll see what happens as time continue to move forward.
Yeah, man. The best thing with him to do is to say, man, I just got to get back to where I was size wise, like bring back the 300 range, and then come back and just don't pull down so far going into the Olympia.
Right.
That would just be a smart strategy. We already got the formula. We did it in 2024. We don't have to. They're reinventing the wheel here, and they're doing a whole new strategy and risking it.
Yeah. So just do when you won. Try to even do a couple shows like you did. You saw how he did the one show, and then he went to the other show. Probably that works with gradually peeling in the conditioning. But you always go from your best look and work off of your best look. Don't throw everything away and now go for this completely other look. You tried that coming down. Yeah. Now go in the opposite direction to try that again. That could only fail as well. So you just got to be careful. Nick Walker.
We'll wrap it up. Yeah, we'll wrap it up with Nick Walker. This was 6 weeks post Olympia, and the waist looks a little smaller. I'll admit it looks a little better here. Especially in that side try. He always looks good from the back. That's never been an issue. Looks a little bit more streamlined here. So I'll be nice. I'll be nice, guys. See, I can be nice, right? I can give compliments to Nick.
I can be nice.
I'm such a hater. You're the hater. So, he looks good in these poses, right?
Yes, he does.
All right, this is a really gnarly shot for Nick. And look at the side quad. Like that's the Dorian Yates kind of gnarly looking here. So I'll give him props. It looks good here. Would this have won the Mr. Olympia? Still no. I don't think it would have won the Mr. Olympia, but it could have placed a few higher.
Yes.
With this type of look. And then the debate online is, Aceto's calling out Nick Walker, like, to come to the Arnold Classic. If you're gonna, and Fuad is saying that Nick could beat Martin and Andrew, and I'm like, if he was at his Pittsburgh look. I don't think that Pittsburgh look would beat an Andrew that looked the way he did at the Olympia. I think Andrew's look would beat Nick Walker, just because from a structural standpoint, Andrew is superior, and he has the size, he has the big arms, he's got the big delts, he's got the big chest, he's got the big quads are big. I like Andrew's quads over Nick's quads. Back double bicep would be close. Rear lat spread, I think Andrew would win the rear lat spread. So, and then maybe the side chest Nick would win. Ab and thigh, Andrew wins. Most muscular, I'd actually give it to Andrew. So I think Andrew
I improve Andrew from the last show he did.
Yeah,
is going to win the Arnold.
Yes.
I don't see. I now see Nick and Martin battling for second, and that'll be a really good battle because if Martin brings that level of conditioning he brought, and Nick, obviously, clearly, if he coaching himself, I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing here. I'm used to, we're used to seeing him big, and everything big, round, and huge. But that's what I'm saying. You got to have a come to Jesus moment and say, you know what? I have to have something in between. I can't take it down too much because when I do, I lose the mass monster freakiness. But I can't get too much bigger because it blows my stomach out. So I have to find something in between. And it looks like he's doing a good job by finding something in between. So we'll see. If he can coach himself and win a show, that'll be pretty awesome.
That'll be good for him, yeah. And like I said, you're right. Nick is actually making the right moves here, in my opinion. And Phil, he's making the right moves by saying, okay, I got too big. I'm downsizing a little bit. I've won before with a little bit smaller looking package here. So, I'm gonna. Look how lean he is. He's doing the Arnold. He's doing the Arnold. He's gonna do the Arnold.
Okay, definitely, I believe he's doing Arnold.
Yeah, it hasn't been confirmed. But he's doing the Arnold. He's staying this freaking lean 6 weeks post Olympia. Look at Samson and look at Nick. Samson ain't doing Arnold, right? Samson would be lean like this if he was doing Arnold. So Nick's doing it, and this is the type of shape he's bringing in already. So we're going to see a downsized version of Nick. I'm predicting this now. We're going to see a downside version of Nick Walker. He's going to do everything in his power to try and bring in that waist, because that's what's prohibiting him from doing better at the show now.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be in for a surprise, I think, but I don't think it's gonna be enough to. I don't know. Maybe like you said, he's gonna be battling Martin for second. But I think Andrew is gonna be that superior guy on the stage that is just gonna be shocking if he can peak again. That's why I was a little like, man, I wish he would have rested instead of doing the Romania, because Nick's resting, right? He's getting a little edge on everybody. He's getting time off. So I don't know. Maybe it was a risky move for Andrew to do the Romania, but it is what it is. They tested the waters there, and he looked the way he did, looked great. So, but yeah, so it's gonna be a battle between Nick, Andrew, and Martin. But something could happen to Nick again. Who knows? He could come off. Like it's risky to predict with Nick. And then I don't know who else is really doing the Arnold other than that. Oh, Hadi Shupin. Maybe Hadi.
I don't think he's gonna do it.
Yeah.
Because look how it was kind of tough for him to get here this year. If you look at it, I think last year he got here almost 5 weeks at best. This time he got here about 3. So I think it's much harder for him to come here more than once. We got lucky last year, and even the Arnold, that was a stretch. They had an issue getting him to the Arnold, so that was a last-minute arrival. I don't think he's going to do it. I'm pretty sure we'll see some big names pop up in it, though. I'm not shocked. I'm pretty sure probably Antonio will jump in there. It's a lot of money, so I think it's going to be quite a few people jumping in there. But I think the heavy hitters right now is going to be Martin, Nick Walker, and Andrew Jack. That's the 3 heavy hitters. I don't think nobody's going to jump into those top 3 and shake it up at all.
Damn, is this recent for fucking Hadi? The hell?
He always stays in good shape, though.
Maybe he is doing Arnold.
He's huge. He's huge.
Maybe Hadi Shupin is going to do their Arnold. I would love to see that. It's $750,000 cash money. Why would you sit at home? You're in shape. I know the visa, like you said, Phil, is an issue, but he already has it. So maybe it's a 6-month visa, which has back and forth privileges, multi-entry visa. So maybe that's what he has. right? If he has that, then no problem. He can swing back. He did it last
I
time.
mean, if he had that, I would have stayed. I wouldn't have went home. But I mean, he's a family man, so he's
Family,
not
yeah,
going to say.
he loves this. Yeah, he wants to go home and be with the kids and stuff. So I actually feel in my gut that Hardy's going to do the Arnold. And that's going to throw a wrench into Andrew's
That'll
plan.
be great. If that happens, that'll be great, bro.
Oh yeah. Derek not doing he looks swollen in the face and everything, so he's not doing the Arnold. He looks like Samson kind of off-season vibes. And then other than that, in the top 5, that would be it. Tony O'Byrne, like you said, maybe. And then who was 7th at the Olympia?
Who knows? What you call it? What you call it? They do it.
Good Vito?
No. Crizzo.
Yes.
Because he still looks in pretty decent condition. Crizzo still looks pretty good. I saw a recent picture of Crizzo. I wouldn't be shocked if Brandon does it. I wouldn't be shocked, but because that guy is just continuing to improve. I mean, I would jump. That'll mix a lot of things up if Brandon jumps in and look great.
Exactly. He can't count him out. He was top 5 last year at the Arnold. Yeah, Crizzo looks good. I'm not sure how he would do in this lineup. These are pretty physiques. So his structure would kind of be very, obvious compared to them. So, but he'll
probably take out Giant Killer though. That's the thing.
Yeah, he would. Yeah, if Sean does it.
You know what I'm saying? It's his pose. Here's the thing: his waist is the obliques is not going to change. I mean, there's nothing he's going to do to get rid of that. That looks like a lob of muscle. But my thing is though, his level of conditioning and improving his posing was a big difference with Crizzo.
Yeah.
So
he improved. Good on Crizzo for making the effort. I love seeing guys make the effort and improve and know their flaws and work. And that's why I got to get upset with Nick Walker in the waist, because it's like, don't ignore that. It's an issue. Don't let it hang out. Don't just practice at home, walking around, keeping it tight all day. Whatever you need to do is elite. You're trying to be the best in the world. You can't let these little details with your stomach hanging out hold you back. So I see Nick Walker's putting to work. His waist looks tighter in those photos. So good job. And we're going to call it out when we see it, when the guys are putting in the effort. So, all right. Well, it's a long one, but there was a lot to say in this one, Phil. So appreciate your time as always.
No problem.
And,
no problem.
We'll keep the pressure on for the Masters Olympia athletes so they get recognized and they're not forgotten. And make sure they get.
And also they have to speak up for themselves too, man. I saw somebody made a post. Everybody needs to start making their posts. I'll share it. We all share it and have it move around, but don't shy. It gets to a point where a quiet man never gets paid, a quiet woman never gets paid. So sometimes you got to speak up to get what you deserve, what you earn and deserve to get. So that's my encouraging words to you guys. I'm going to continue to speak up for you, but sometimes it's better when we step up for ourselves and get that unity of everybody, collaborating together and make this happen. If that happens, y'all all get paid in a short period of time. But if you sit back and continue to be quiet, then you can't expect anything to come out of that. So if you continually not get paid, you can't be upset about it. So you have to show that, you earned it, you're upset, you want to get paid, let your voice be heard.
Let your voice be heard. Well said. We'll wrap it up with that.
All right,
Bill. We'll catch you on the next one.
Talk to you.
Peace, guys. See ya.